All right, welcome back to video 3 for Be a Santa to a Senior volunteers. So glad you're with us. As we've talked about in the past, deliveries are coming up on Thursday this week, and that represents 4 days of deliveries involving 430 volunteers sharing 1,200 gifts and visits with seniors in 15 different facilities. So it's awesome. We're so thrilled that we're going to be able to do all of that and work together to brighten Christmas for these seniors. So today we are talking about engaging a senior in their interests. But before we do that, just a quick review about what what you can expect as you sort of approach the building.
Okay, so if you haven't watched videos 1 and 2, you could go back and have a look at them, but here's the quick recap. Marina, our administrative assistant, has been in touch with all of you. Hopefully by now you've had a phone call and some email exchange so you know where you're going and when. And we recommend that you arrive at least 10 minutes early, find a parking spot, and then you'll look for that cube van that's parked near the entrance of the care home. And at the back of the van, there's gifts that you can take. And we have so many volunteers, which is a great problem. I don't even want to call it that, but you really will only have a couple of gifts each to deliver. So those 2 gifts that you take on in are yours, and you'll find the resident inside. One of our administrative staff will meet you at the door and let you know where you can put your coat, find a washroom, and please do wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, and I should also say, if you feel like you're coming down with something the day before or day of, just don't attend. We don't want to take anything into the care homes like that. Then you're going to get some help from the staff at the care home to find the hallway you need to be in the room, and then find your resident to visit with there. They also might be in the common area, but you'll get connected to in short order. It does take a little while to get us all organized and set up.
A couple other things about that. One, when you meet our admin person, you'll also be given a Be a Santa to a Senior button. It's our little thank you for you, and it's something we'd invite you to wear, so that identifies you as one of our volunteers as we're in the facility. And Karen mentioned flu bugs and things. This is the season where we might get a call from a facility, maybe the facility you're ready to deliver to, and they'll say some sections are in quarantine. And so there again, we don't want to be exposing people unnecessarily to various bugs. So as much as we're really excited about the visits, sometimes, and it happened a couple years ago, we just weren't able to actually go and visit with the seniors because of a quarantine situation. So something else to be aware of.
You'll get notified if that happens to be the case.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine you're going into a senior's room or sitting down to visit with someone in a common area. We really recommend that you get yourself into a relaxed place so that you really are sending a message to yourself and that person you're visiting with that you're there to stay, and that you want to take some time, get to know them, wish them a Merry Christmas, maybe open a gift, and who knows what else can come. We hope you have a wonderful visit. Do look at that second video to get those communication tips on getting eye to eye, and also speaking very simply and clearly, especially if there's hearing or vision loss. And if there's dementia, then there's just a whole set of skills that comes with that we'll talk a little bit more about later here.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, in previous years, if we've delivered a gift, and there's a few minutes that happens, just that general interaction. But if the resident senses that you're there for a while, I wonder if there'll be like another wave of like, oh, you're not leaving right away. Then I can tell more of my story,
Absolutely.
What a gift that we can give them, in that way. And really, that might allow time for you to play to your strengths. Perhaps you have a favorite Christmas carol you'd like to sing, or a favorite Christmas poem, or you'll notice photos in the room that you'll be able to ask questions about to the resident, to the senior, and just draw them out a little bit as well.
Absolutely, do that. And some folks, after a little bit of a visit, maybe are indicating they want to get up and walk down the hall and hear what's going on, because there will be some sounds and such. Fabulous. Off you go. And if you're pushing a wheelchair, go for it. If you're walking with someone, you can take them by the arm or the hand or walk alongside and say, yeah, let's go for a walk and show me around your home. So that can all be part of a wonderful visit too. Some of the things that I wanted to talk about today are the power of reminiscing is just incredible for all of us, and I think even more so for older adults. And so with Christmas comes some really wonderful memories.
Sure. Childhood
Memories, or perhaps memories of raising their own family. And so we invite you to ask some open-ended questions about Christmas, and tell me about some of the foods that you ate as a family, or tell me about your childhood home when you would have your celebration and that kind of thing. Where they lived might also bring up stories of tobogganing or skiing or who knows what. Reminiscing is something that can help all of us have an incredible warmth inside of us as we revisit happy old memories. And as we share that with someone who really listens and cares, and sometimes we have a few things in common that we can connect on to, it can be a really beautiful time. So we encourage the reminiscing. And that may not happen. I just would add about folks who are living with dementia or Alzheimer's. Sometimes meeting a stranger can be a little unsettling for them, and so you might find your visit just doesn't go exactly like we've just described here, and perhaps they are talking about something that doesn't make sense to you, and you're finding that when you say things, it's not making sense to them either. Your visit might go a little bit like that, and that's okay. But in general, try to listen very deeply, very carefully to what it is they are saying, and repeat what they are saying. And then they will lead you to know what's on their mind today. It might not be about Christmas at all. They might be really focused on something they see out the window, or something that they're looking for in their room, something that is very internal for them that they are maybe revisiting over and over and kind of fixated on. And so you can sometimes follow their lead on those things and resolve something that would help them. Simple help. And then sometimes if that seems to be just sort of building up for them and becoming like an agitation for them, sometimes you can change the topic a little bit by standing and picking up a picture you see on the shelf and bringing it to them, and that can, what we say, sort of redirect them into a new line of concentration and focus. So you can try some things like that. And if you are finding that your resident isn't enjoying the visit, please don't take it personal. It can happen. Step out, talk with one of the staff about it, and you can re-enter and try again. That works really well sometimes.
I was going to say too that sometimes a person might not be able to engage in a back and forth conversation very well at all, and so the onus is on us to carry the conversation. And rather than feel defeated by that, I think another perspective is to view it as they're in there and they appreciate that you're talking to them. And even if they can't communicate back quite the same way that we're used to, we just kind of go on the assumption that this is meaningful and enjoyable for them, unless we have reason, evidence to the contrary.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say that these are things that we've learned from many years of experience, spending time in companionship with older adults, and especially those with dementia or Alzheimer's. And so I just wanted to say, our caregivers do this all year round. Yeah. And it's a privilege, and it's a joyful thing to enter into someone's world and really give them our undivided attention and give them a very personal visit. We think it's very, very important for older adults, especially those with really severe aging conditions, to have that respect and that to be honored and to give that personal attention. So it's a joy for us to do all year round. If you want to learn more about what Home Instead does, please be in touch with us. But also, we just want to thank you for joining in here this Christmas to be a Santa to a senior. And we also wanted to mention on a little bit of a housekeeping note, this program has never been intended to match our volunteers for permanent visits to a resident of a care home. However, if that is of interest to you, we encourage it strongly, and here's how you would go about it.
Right.
If you meet someone that you really feel you would like to have the opportunity to continue visiting, then contact either our office or the care home directly, and they all have volunteer coordinators, and they would be really thrilled, I'm sure, to have you volunteer. But they do need to work directly with you on that. And so if this all triggers a little bit of interest in that, we'd be delighted.
Well, I think we should end it there. This has been wonderful. Again, thank you so much for your participation. For more information, click the link below. And otherwise, we'll see you on a delivery.